We're going live. Oh, yeah, we're live. What's up, everyone? Aaron Negler here, Cheesehead TV. Come to you live on the YouTube channel. There are plenty of people already joining us. Brian Gutekunst set to kick off the draft season, I guess you would say, for the Green Bay Packers in less than about 7 minutes. I am on the line with the Packers. I'm going to try or two. So I'll be listening to the conference call. I'll try and have the audio up here for you guys to hear it. If that doesn't work, please listen to Packers.com. Any one of their social platforms should have it. But I just thought it'd be fun to react to whatever the hell it is he says. And look, he's not going to say a whole lot. We know the drill. He is a student of Ted Thompson. He has done a very good job of bettering himself in the sense of making himself available more often than Ted. But when it comes to the art of saying many words without saying anything, Brian Gutekunst has definitely learned from the master. Hello to everybody. Joey the Jaguar's here. Brandy Lewis is here. Demario Pratt is here. Diego is here. Big B, what is up? Big B is here. Good to see you all. Lagging hard. Oh, no. I'm lagging hard? Cutting in and out bad. That's not good. Well, am I cutting out in and out for everybody or just you, Cash? Sometimes that's a personal internet thing. Let me see here on the old. Yeah, it's bad. Oh, boy. That's not good. All good now. Never mind. No lag. The stash is not a thing anymore, Brandy, no? Olive Negler saw to that. She made sure that that was a thing of the past. Yeah, just having some fun. It was funny to hear AJ Hawk talk to 12 on the podcast, on the Hawkcast, about you grow the big beard and then you can shave it down. And that's what I did, and I'm sure that's what 12 is about to do whenever he decides to shave it. Let me privy you guys to the whole music. That's good stuff. Jeff Bauman, thank you so much for the super chat, appropriately at $4.20 in honor of 420. I see you, man. Thank you. I think it's the first time I've ever heard Aaron swear in an interview. Adam referencing the question from AJ about the relationship between 12 and LaFleur, saying you didn't really hear a whole lot of how they're not going to get along as the year went on. And Aaron said, yeah, it got pretty fucking quiet, didn't it? It was pretty great. And I'm with you. I mean, I have heard him swear maybe once or twice in the locker room, but certainly never in an interview setting. No question about that. What do we got here? About 4 minutes till they're ready to kick off. Close it down, try to get in. It works fine. Good. Glad to hear it. Nags, what's your favorite and or most savvy maneuver in the draft all time? Wow. All time, I don't know. I think Ozzie Newsome's done a great job, or did a great job. He's not the general manager anymore over there in Baltimore, but I thought throughout his tenure, Ozzie did a really good job of playing the board. Obviously, Ted Thompson has some classics. The one that jumps out to you is the move up to get Clay Matthews. I remember I was literally walking, I think, from the lobby to my seat at Radio City when it was announced that the Packers had made a trade and had jumped back up into the first round. And I freaked out and ran to my seat and what's going on, blah, blah, blah. To make that move for a kid in Clay Matthews who hadn't played a whole lot, had really kind of just started coming on his last year at USC. People were very suspect of that move, but Ted proved absolutely right, and Clay became a cornerstone for a championship defense. So to me, the one that I remember the most and the one that really jumps out to me is that move. Obviously, drafting Aaron Rodgers is huge. I think drafting Nick Collins, kid out of a small school with a premium pick, a lot of people question that pick. And obviously, if Nick hadn't gotten hurt, he probably is on his way to a Hall of Fame career. As it is, he helped the Packers win a championship. Ted had a lot of great moves early on in his tenure. Jitsu, thanks so much for the super chat. What would it cost to get Lee from the Jags? That could give Goody flexibility in the draft. I hear you, man. I get why people want Lee. He's got a lot of measurables, but he's not a very good football player. You know, I understand it's enticing. If they could get him for dirt cheap, maybe it's worth bringing him in on a flyer, but I'll be very, very surprised if they make that kind of move prior to the draft. Maybe they kick the tires if the draft falls in such a way that they can't acquire the type of wide receiver they want, etc. But I'd be very surprised if they went that way. Just so you guys know, this thing is going to start in a little under about a minute, although the Packers are always late. And when that happens, I'm probably going to be a little quiet because I'm going to be listening to the call, but I'll hopefully have the audio on so you can hear Brian. And then, hey, if there are any questions you want me to ask Brian Gutekunst, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to get to a couple of them if I can. It's going to start, the call will start, it will be very populated, and there'll be lots and lots of questions, and I'll try and get one or two in if I can. There's no promising that I can get to your questions, but if they start lagging and they start needing a question or two, you never know. So hit me up in the comments and I'll do what I can, because that's what we do here at Cheesehead TV. We're devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. You don't care what some hack has to ask Brian Gutekunst. You want to ask him a question. That's what we're here for. We're a conduit to the fans. Why no call to Valdir? That's a great question. I actually talked about that very subject with Chad Reuter in the latest Naglers Never Right podcast. Check it out. All right, guys, Brian's going to be on in a little bit. I've muted my phone, but when I unmute it, I am going to be quiet to you. There you go. Brian's on. Here we go. You guys should start hearing this in a little bit, because the app and the website will obviously be on a delay.
Hey, yeah, first of all, I want to say thanks. Hope everybody's doing well and healthy and safe out there. Hey, Brian, it's Chris from WBAY. Could you just tell us a little bit about what the setup looks like in your home and how much extra stuff you've had to bring in IT-wise, maybe a backup generator, things like that? And then the second part of that, what are your biggest concerns with this format going forward? Right. Yeah, no, I mean, we're really fortunate to have guys like Mike Hallbach and Kenny Ansel and our IT and our whole crew. They really set up the house, better than I could have expected. So, I think we've done a lot. About back in 2012 when I moved up here, we kind of went from binders, which was what we'd always done before with Ted, and really started to put everything digitally. So I think we were pretty well prepared for something like this, and it's just been a lot of trial and error over the last couple of weeks to make sure we get it right. But I think the biggest thing, actually, the second part of your question is just, I think the communication of our staff is going to be the most important thing. And we were able to do a trial run earlier today, and I think it went really well. And
Rob, that's already been answered several times. Come on, Rob.
Communication part, I think, is most critical, and I feel good about that right now.
Hey, Brian, Rob Domofsky here. Just to be clear, I know you've obviously been doing your pre-draft work at home, but do you have like a neutral site where you're going to on draft weekend, or is that at home also?
No, we looked at a lot of different options. I'm going to be here at the house. We kind of turned one of our states.
Sorry, guys. I'm sure I had that doubled for a second. It's done now.
So, like I said, I feel good about that. It's going to be, I think, interrupting my family a little bit in their daily activities, but it's only for about 4 days. So, but it's we'll be here at the house.
And then if I could follow up on just how today's thing went, I know there was a little bit of a glitch early, but after that, what did you think of it? And who did you announce?
Calvin, I am going to ask about the beer fridge, no doubt.
They have a script. I don't know if they want that to go out, and I'll keep that. But yeah, I thought it went pretty smooth. I think a lot of it was just getting comfortable in how I was going to communicate, not only with the league and other teams, but also with the guys. You know, or I wanted to talk to multiple people at one time, or guys individually. So we kind of went through that. I think you know, we got a lot of answers. That was the big thing, was kind of getting through this and finding out the answers of really how we want to do this.
Hi, Brian. Mark Daniels from WTAQ, WNFL. Is 10 minutes going to be for the conversation back and forth remotely with your scouts, or is your board going to be more quickly reactive because of the limitations on conversation?
No, I think it shouldn't be much different than
All right, guys, why don't you just listen on Packers.com or another app, because I can't kill the doubling, unfortunately.
You know, once that starts to get to a certain time limit, you just worry about it all of a sudden.
Every reporter jumps in every time he stops talking. I'm just going to hold up. I'm just going to wait for a little bit.
Our process has been for the last 27 years. We're very, very heavy on tape evaluation. Don't have this go around and take part of what we do. Our guys on the ground throughout the fall, even in the spring and all-star games,
Brandy, you have no idea. A question order is like exponentially smarter than anything the Packers would ever put together. The doubling isn't even bad. Should I do the doubling or no? Joseph, thanks so much for the super chat. Love Jalen Johnson. There you go. Hey, you listen to the podcast. I like it. There are literally 4 people asking a question right now. Joseph, come draft day, do you see us feeling broken as we did today with the stash gone? No. It's going to be a great day. All right. Doubling is fine. All right. I'll give it to you.
Bunch of people out there, portion of it that they'll have to come and get through once hopefully this clears up, or when we find another way to do it.
Oh, yeah, but the Vega GIS, you don't have to use another device. You can, and you can open another tab on your computer and watch YouTube here and listen, mute me, and then go there. Or have another on another device. That's what I was doing. But people complained about the doubling, so I don't want to ruin everybody's experience. Who did we bring in to talk to before the draft? They didn't bring in anybody because they're not allowed. But they had virtual meetings with more corners than any other position. Any former Packers players that still live in Green Bay? Yeah, Amon Green. He's still there. John Kuhn, still there. It's not that hard, folks. Hey, man, some people, not everyone says tech into it as everybody else. And look, I'm juggling 1,000 different things right now. So I get it, man. It's all good. We're all good. Grab another weapon at 30. Ayuk or Mims. Ayuk, I see. Mims, I don't. But Mims just doesn't fit what they usually do. But we'll see. Mike Hallback getting a shout out. There you go. Hey, Brian, it's Aaron Nagler at Cheesehead TV. 4,000 people again. Try one more time. Steven, thanks so much for the super chat. With all these new uniforms, is there anything you would do to modernize the Packers uniforms? Hell no! Does that answer your question? Did you say we brought in a bunch of corners? Yes, they have met with more corners than any other position. That is true. Oh no, my phone dying. My connection dying. Brian, no. Oh no. They literally just lost Gutekunst. They literally just at first I thought it was my phone, but they literally just lost Gutekunst. We hear you, Jason.
Credit to Mike Hallbach and his staff.
Goody just lost service. Oh, I love it. Craig, that's an excellent question. Do I see the draft moving faster this year due to the virtual aspect? It should, but who knows, right? I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
who are the two other people that I guess outside of yourself that could make that take it somehow you're muted? Yeah, I'm really curious. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go into who's like what. Okay, two. So I'm allowed to have a security guy and I have two guys here just in case. So we'll have two options here. One is an alternate player. So certainly if someone would go Hello? Hello? Outside of your procedural.
hey, Brian, it's Aaron Nagler at Cheesehead TV. I think a big question a lot of Packers fans have is there going to be a live feed of the beer fridge?
I don't think so. But depending on how the night goes, but no, I think we're going to kind of set up get kind of space. You know, also living set up there, and we will not be in the garage.
She's going to put you there, though. You know that. Very, very nice. Well done. I mean, these are the things people want to know. You know, I just ask the questions that are on people's mind.
I think it'll go, like it would. The difference will be obviously,
Thanks, Big B.
4 or 5 guys that work the phones during the draft, and they're usually all sitting to my right, and as things, as calls come in.
Lamar Miller or Carlos Hyde would obviously be an upgrade at running back 3, so why not? Mostly contractual. and you can get the same production and or output from somebody day 3 of the draft for very minimal capital. I mean, that's easy. There I was, 2020 draft after a 6-pack. Brandy, you are the bomb. You're one of my favorite Cheesehead TV regulars. You're amazing. Oh, now NFL Network is hoping he and his family are safe. Just ask the question. Okay, now I got to ask a legit football question, just so they don't ban me from these from now on. Stanley, thank you so much for the super chat. Should Packers take a look at Lee? No. I mean, maybe they do, but I wouldn't. He's not a very good player. He's got tons of great athletic ability. He's got tons of upside. He's never shown any inkling of reaching his potential. Maybe a change of scenery would do him good. I just don't think he's very good. Ask if he plans on taking a kicker behind Crosby for a couple years. I love you guys. We got to get QB1 on Cheesehead TV this year. Garrett, you guys can make that happen. Been asking him for a decade. There's only so much I can do. Carpet bomb is social media. That's all I can say. I'm so excited for Booger McFarland to be joining legends like Daniel Jeremiah and Mel Kiper for draft night. Joey, you're a fool. You're so right, though. It was the first thing I thought when they had that release. They literally listed Booger before Daniel Jeremiah. What? So great. A billion questions. What do you and Matt have planned for the off-season program and what you're going to have guys to do while they're away?
Yeah, sure. That's really probably a better question for Matt. I think, we're still focused on this draft for the last 3 weeks. And, we've definitely had some conversations. Obviously, I think the creativity of Matt's staff is unique. And I think
do I see us going after Trey Burton? No, I do not. Booger is going to be legendary on draft night. Yeah, that's a stretch of the definition of that word, but yeah, probably. Amanda, thank you so much for the super chat. Can you wish my husband Kyle a happy belated birthday, please? He watches all the time. Go Pack. Amanda, Kyle, happy green and gold birthday, buddy. Go Pack, go. Oh, thank you, Brian.
Unlike anything I've ever seen in my lifetime, and really just taking it day by day, trying to make the best decisions we can, trying to be prepared for all different kinds of outcomes. But I sure hope so.
Yeah. I'm going to jump in with another question when there's not 100 people asking a question every time. Uncultured Barbarian, thank you so much. I know it's a cheesy movie, but every draft week I watch the movie Draft Day. Vontae Mack, no matter what. You mean Kenneth Murray, no matter what. I'll never watch that movie again. It was painful to watch the first time, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Dustin, thank you so much for the super chat. Nags, I'm sorry I'm late. Was working. Don't ever apologize that you were working and late for Cheesehead TV. Did Goody address the contents of the beer fridge? Also, how many times did someone ask him to, quote, talk about? Dustin, we haven't got to talk about yet, which is amazing. He did not address the contents of the beer fridge. I did ask him if there would be a live feed on the beer fridge, and he said no, although he and the wife have spent some time moving furniture around to get everything in place. But no, there will be no live feed of the beer fridge. We have no idea its contents. Tom Grossi's here. What's up, buddy? Nago, you must fight Demoski for phone call dominance. No, never. No, we ask very different questions. I'll just leave it at that. I went to ask a question. There were literally like 6 people asking a question. So I'll wait.
Be aware of as best you can. I'm sure. Can you repeat that? Yeah.
Post up next. Box him out. A coronavirus question. There you go. Now we're talking. Getting to the hard-hitting news. Where's Jay Glazer when you need him? Just get Corey on this. He will definitely be heard. I hear you, Tom. I feel you. Corey is very busy making LiveX happen. God, there are so many wasted questions on this. Like, you've only got the general manager for the Packers for so long. And yes, I asked about a beer fridge, but you know what? People want to know. Like, and then you ask these questions that, like, of course he's going to punt. Of course he's not going to say anything. But you're just wasting time. I so desperately want to see Booger in his Boogermobile on draft night. Garrett, you may get your wish. Tell Goody how to make an old fashioned. Anton, I would need Corey Banky. No question about that. Banky would be great at live press conferences. Of course, his voice would be heard. It would be. He'd be kicked out within like 15 minutes, maybe less. Probably less. I'll take the under on that. Do I see us going after Trey Burton? No, I do not. Ooh, okay. The questions are starting to. Okay, it was only one person that last time, so I'll try and go this next time.
I mean, it seems like you have guys that you drafted or acquired or 6'3", 6'4".
Ask Goody to give J.K. Scott some receiver reps. Bye, Umberto. He doesn't make those decisions. That's a Matt LaFleur question. Also, can't wait for transplants to come back. Garrett, thank you very much. Neither can I. Can't wait. Tim, thank you so much for the super chat. Beer on me for draft night, Nags. Thanks for all the hard work in these crazy times. Go Pack Go. Tim, thank you for sticking with Cheesehead TV during these crazy times. It's unprecedented. It's nuts. Now we're asking about ancient history. Come on. How many, quote, particularly or, quote, well, quite frankly, will come out of McCarthy this week to the Dallas media? Brian, thank you for the super chat. And not nearly as many of it's like anything. Give the under on that. Uh-oh, Brian's breaking up again. Oh, no! No! Dustin, that's an amazing super chat. Thank you so much. Ask Goody which member of the Packers beat he would draft first and for what position. I'm taking Spoon as a middle clogging defensive tackle. I'm not going to ask him now because that I would be frowned upon, but that is an amazing question. And when I get him back on the podcast, I will ask him that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've always, for as long as I've done this, I've thought if you can acquire multiple things, it just gets you better odds, obviously. And, when you get down there to that 7th round, instead of having to wait till after the draft and try to recruit them, take them, that's an easier prospect than trying to recruit them. So.
Hey, Brian. Only four people trying to ask a question there. Oh, God. We lost him. Brian, it's. Have you seen the tweets of the 49ers, quote, war room set up for the draft? How do you think the Packers, quote, war room will compare? Well, the 49ers war room is, John Lynch's living room, basically, with his computer set up. Gutekunst touched on this the very top of this press conference. We haven't seen what his setup is, although he said he is at home. He will be set up, quote unquote. He has a security and basically an IT person with him. But other than that, we don't know what it's going to look like. I'm dying to see what it looks like, though, I will admit. Okay, Tom Silverstein, I see you asking your third question. All right. What vinyls do you think Goody has on his wall? Definitely deep purple. Dave, thanks so much for the super chat. Yes, we will have a stream on draft night. Myself, Emery, Hunt from Football Game Plan, and tons of special guests will join me. But yes, right here on the YouTube channel, live stream, live reaction. We all got to wait like 3 fucking hours for the Packers to pick. So come join us here. Huber, got to ask a slot receiver question. Got to have it. We need to draft speed. Rick, I agree. I wanted Hollywood Brown last year. That didn't happen, but we'll see. Jared, thanks so much for joining us. No, there will be no trivia today. Trivia will resume tomorrow. Is Goody a fan of Tross? Robin, that's possibly my favorite question ever asked here on Cheesehead TV. I'm not going to ask him right now, but I'll ask him on the podcast. My hunch is he doesn't care about Star Wars. Nathaniel Hackett, however, monster Star Wars fan. Hey, Brian, it's Aaron Negler again at Cheesehead TV. I'm just wondering, have you spoken to Aaron Rodgers at all about the possibility of drafting a quarterback? A lot of headlines have been made. You've been asked about it a bunch of times. Obviously, those headlines are out there. Have you spoken to your franchise quarterback about that possibility?
To be honest with you, I know that we've had some conversations about different personnel issues and things along the way. But not, I don't know if we particularly talked about that, but he understands it. He, obviously with his experience, he drafted here. I think I want to say a year or two after he was here, he drafted a couple of quarterbacks, Brian Brown, Matt Flynn. But as far as the business, there's anything that understands it. But he's really focused, I think, on doing something here, legacy-wise. I really appreciate that. Certainly, we're going to try to do everything we can to put guys around him to accomplish those things.
Hey, man, Goody answered it. I can't begrudge him for that.
Brian, just to say this week again, just a follow-up on quarterback.
Ask him who the Packers picked on the mock draft. He was actually asked that earlier, and he said they have a script that they had to follow, and he won't get it out. He won't put it out there. Is Rodgers going to pull a Favre and inform Gutekunst nowhere in his contract? Does this say to prepare for the new QB? Brandy, to be clear, for accuracy's sake, that was a quote from Brett in an interview. He didn't say that to Ted Thompson. Let's be clear here. Joseph, thanks so much for the super chat. Next, was Rodgers F-bomb prep to come to, quote, his people at Cheesehead TV? We are all waiting. Don't give up. I hope so, Joe. I mean, clearly that was, greasing the rails, so to speak, for his Cheesehead TV arrival. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious, right? Brandy, all good. I am mostly kidding. Ask Goody why Grossi sucks at math. Oh my God, I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Can we please get Rodgers on the show? That would be pure gold. I've been trying for a decade. And as I've said, he thawed a little bit this past summer. So who knows? Wes Hodkowitz, just asking a question. Doesn't even say who he is. Doesn't give his affiliation. He's just like, I'm Wes Hodkowitz. You know who the f*** I am. Wes the God. Exactly.
Each person may have different perspectives on how it went. You can follow up a little bit. These are things we've done in the past. Areas where we haven't been able to have face-to-face, didn't have time to do face-to-face interviews, things like that. So this wasn't the first time we've gone down that road with FaceTime and phone calls and things like that. But we just have to do a lot more this year.
Jason trying to get in. See, Jason has his method. He waits till like the end, always. Like everything's been answered, blah, 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 blah. And then Jason tries to get the kicker in at the end. And he's usually really good at that. Like if you get him in a scrum or with 12, he lets everyone get everything out. And then right at the end, he comes in with some really good question that gets fantastic quotes out of the subject. It's something to watch, and it's something he's perfected over the years, and it's really effective. So I'm going to wait and hear what Jason has to say before I try again. But first, we got to get a TV guy question. Big Daddy Cool Breeze is here. What is up? Brian, it's the hot. I love it. Do you see the NFL progressing to micro GPS in the ball/uniforms for first down analysis? Brandy, I think it's in the cards eventually. I don't know how soon it will happen, but yeah, it'll happen. There's no question. Eventually. Ross Uglum stepping in front of Jason Wilde. That's bold, my friend. That is bold. This is actually better audio quality than the NFL post-game interviews for years. I mean, don't say that out loud because then we'll have the fucking coach and quarterback at like press conference calls after the game. We don't want that. Oh, Jason Wilde, get in there. Matt acquiescing to Wilde. Well done. Ooh, Wilde. There you go. All right. I thought he was going to go somewhere else. Get Cliff Crystal on your show. Bruce, oh, God. You know what's funny is that I had him booked on transplants literally the month that I took the job with the Press Gazette. And because Gannett would not allow me to do transplants while I was with Gannett, we just basically had to punt on it. But yes, that will happen. God, I love Cliff. He is literally the reason I do what I do. No joke. When he retired, that was my inspiration to start doing blogging, podcasting, etc. But yeah, it'll happen. Need BJ Raji on the show. We'll see. I would love that.
Do you still want Tremont back?
The Tremont question. Gutekunst confirming they're going to wait until after the draft to see what's up. And then maybe they talk about Tremont coming back. Come on, Matt. Ask your question.
Brian, Matt Schneiman from The Athletic. This might seem like a joke, but in all seriousness, will there be like a rule you have on draft night that your kids aren't allowed in the room or they're not allowed to use the Wi-Fi? I mean, I guess we just don't know what will mess up connection or whatever. Have you had to sit the family down for a talk like that yet?
Yeah, we've kind of had this conversation. I get some pretty good on those kind of things. I'm not super worried, but I think, a couple of my son Michael and maybe a couple of my daughters may come in and tell me who I should pick. That's all. But like I said, Mike Hallbach and our guys did such a good job setting me up here. And I'm not really concerned about that. Well, it's going to be neat, I think, for my family to be basically in the draft room and be able to hear me, and they've never really seen that or been part of that. I'm excited to kind of see what Dad does, and part of what he does anyway. Because that'll be positive that kind of comes out of this, I think.
Brian, this is Dan Needles from WISN TV in Milwaukee.
Needles gets a question in. I love it.
That after all this work you've done, that there might not be a season.
Good question, Needles.
I don't think that'd be good for anyone, almost certainly in our business, or the country as a whole. But I'm sure that we get a few months out, depending how things are, the league will probably has special contingency plans. But right now, I'm kind of trying to.
Tremamlita Kane, he will shout, "You shall not pass." I like it. Dude, that is a great question from Niels.
Last one, guys. It's Steve McGargan, the Associated Press again. I know you touched on that rehearsal draft Wednesday, but just logistically, what's the biggest thing you kind of learned from that experience that you carry over that makes you feel more comfortable heading into Thursday? Yeah, I think it's quite tricky.
Oh, we got it. It's like anything from Gutekunst. Put it on the board. Needles on point. Yeah, he was. Oh, Raphael. Sorry, buddy. No one's ever going to see that. Ooh, Robin. That's an interesting question. If you had a son, would you want him in the NFL? Yes. Yes, I would. There are currently 60 more viewers in the extra cheese in the live press conference of the Green Bay Packers GM. What can I say? Much more compelling content here. And that's no knock on Brian. Thank you. There you go. Brian Gutekunst saying, "What's up? How you all doing?" Oh, that's why. That's why you could hear it, because it was linked through my iTunes, which I thought I shut down. Okay, there we go. Rock and roll. Got to tell Rogers you have Jeopardy and Scotch for him. Yeah, I'm down with that. That works. I know. Joseph, I just read it. 60 more people here than on the Packers. I hear you. Big Daddy Cool Breeze, what's up? Anybody remember how Perry Goldstein mispronounced Gutekunst the first time she said it? Hey, that's no knock on Perry. Literally, Corey Banke can still not pronounce Gutekunst correctly. So, Perry is in good company there. We love you, Nags. Matt, that's very nice of you. I'm surprised seeing Brian speak is usually riveting. Is it? I don't know about all that. Wait, where the hell is your beer? Empty. Which means it's about time for me to get going. Can't thank you guys enough for joining me. Thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow with trivia, both trivia and extra cheese. Will be on tomorrow. In the meantime, please just hit like, hit subscribe, and if you are not a Patreon yet, a Patreon member, please consider giving us $5 a month on the Patreon, patreon.com/cheeseheadtv. My latest podcast, Negler's Never Right, just went up last night. Great, about a half-hour chat with Chad Reuter of NFL.com. He just put out his 7-round mock draft. 7 rounds of Packers draft goodness. We talked about that, Packers needs, basically NFL draft in general, how it works, what teams are looking for, etc. Tons of really good information there. Check it out. And hey, if you don't want to do Patreon, totally understand, but just please hit like, hit subscribe. Joel, thank you so much for the super chat and draft Jordan Love. I'm going to go with a nah on that. That's just me. Can't answer for Gutekunst, though. Who knows? Stay tuned. Thursday night, we'll be having a live stream right here on the YouTube channel. Please join us for that. In the meantime, go Pack Go. Have a good night, guys.